have to guarantee that you could continue that same level of funding for the following 2 years. But that gets you more faster if you want to do that. And, I don't know. I don't know that we want to have them all in the same location. If we do them in thirds, then we're always replacing a third of them rather than all at once they're in, and then we have a bill 3 years later that's pretty substantial. That's something that we can discuss, but the overall idea is that teachers should have portable technology. We have our special ed teachers doing IEPs at home. There's lots of professional development that's available online to teachers if they have the ability to access it. We wouldn't have to open the schools on the weekends to do report cards because everybody would have access from home. But just in general, if we want to have people thinking technology and using technology, we need to make good technology available to them and in the most usable and user-friendly manner.
But that also has, certain security implications with it.
It has policy implications, and Samara and I have started talking about that. She's investigating policies from other school districts about replacement if lost, stolen, about what type of liability it would be.
And so these document, those aren't like surveillance cameras. What's a document camera?
They are able to take anything, you can
like
put
a scanner?
No, you can put anything, even a three-dimensional object under it, and it will flash onto a screen, onto a...
If you were studying ants, the teacher could put an ant under this.
And put it onto a smart board.
It would project that up on the screen.
They're very
so,
they really
I didn't know about these. I was thinking they took pictures of just documents. I said, well, why don't they put them through the copy machine scanner? So I learned, and they are pretty neat little gadgets that I think would have tremendous potential. This proposal is we had several requests from teachers for them, so our thought was to get 4 for lawn would be 1 per team, grade level team, to be shared, and let's see what the use turns out to be, and if it would be, if we need to have 1 for everybody, or if 1 per team is sufficient.
Well, the application is very simple. What happens is if you've ever been a teacher and you're standing in front and you have a book and you go, and now boys and girls, and you're expecting them to read the book as you're holding it up. What you do is you put this under this document camera. It doesn't scan it, it just is a video camera that is incredible high resolution and portrays it up on a screen so you can see what the teacher's talking about. You can put student work up, you can project anything on the screen. You can
put students under it, why not?
You can.
And believe me,
as long as it doesn't hurt them.
it's just a little bright, that's all.
A quick question with the laptops. Was that an issue covered in the technology survey? Were teachers asked that specific question, and what was the appetite for having laptops, or was that?
That wasn't on the survey. That was Clint Kennedy's recommendation to us. Our expectation was for them to be doing so much in terms of data collection, what we were requiring, and emailing with parents, that really started to, that part of that maybe would provide a lot.
There'll be a lot of reporting of data required by teachers as the new state assessments.
Oh, joy.
But again, all that student data, you want to
confidential. I agree with
that.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think part of the process too is that I would hope that our consultant would suggest that this information is kept on a central server.
You wouldn't be carrying this kind of data around in your machine. You would access the server.
No, you would be accessing that through a password protocol system. That you're online with the school server from your home, but your computer itself, the C drive itself, may have what you put on it.
Right.
But we would have to have policies about that would not have any confidential material or anything like that. Your C drive would have stuff, but when you're accessing on the network through your server, that's different.
And we're proposing to continue to increase the numbers of smart boards. We had quite a few requests actually for smart boards. We're discussing having sort of an application process for them. I want one. It's you know, tell us what you're going to do with it and how it's going to enhance your teaching and students' learning. So that we'll know what we're going to see when we go into the classroom. It is, you know, it's an expensive device, and we want to make sure that they're well used. So we're proposing 3 for lawn and 1 for Melrose for next year. And then the next one, the sets of student response remotes, are the handhelds where a student can respond to a question. The teacher will put a math problem on, and the children can click in their response. The teacher sees the data, not necessarily the students being able to see that, and knows that, say, BJ got the problem and Julie got it, but Kathy didn't. So she knows that later that, you know, she could pull Kathy over while and teach it to her again. Then, you know, she might see that nobody got it, and boy, I better teach that again. So it really will help, I think, with differentiation. I think that's the power of the smart boards. I don't mean to pick on that.
4 sets. How many are in a set?
And then I explained about the document.
I would be interested in our next few years of capital improvement to see smart boards in every classroom. I hear you, but I heartily endorse the concept, and I also add the admonition that I will add every year is make sure that there's professional development to teach people how to use them.
I love your idea about the application process. People who are most interested are going to research that, and you'll get a real sense that it's ready to be trained and use it.
Yeah. That's what we're thinking about the laptops.
Yeah, right.
You know, if it was a third, who wants them, and how would you use them, and why do you need it?
Well, the person who told me about smart boards was my sister, the 4th grade teacher, who wrote the application in Ohio to get a smart board for her classroom. And I guess she didn't hold her nose right, because people who have not even close to her technical savvy had smart boards, even though she was senior in her school, has technology credentials out the wazoo. And she said, have you ever seen one of these things? And I went and visited her school in Ohio, and we ended up getting one in every classroom, and I'm now an apostle of smart boards in these needs. But I just cracked up. The application process didn't work out that well in the White House anymore.
We run a better system.
In the 4th grade?
There's 2, 1 in the computer lab and 1 in the extra 4th grade.
Yeah. So the 4th grade is, well, actually, it's in an empty room that any teachers can go into. And first, you know, the thought was to get on the grade level and then check out the use. To move ahead, but to move ahead wisely. And this dollar amount, if you remember last year, we came forward with $150,000 and decided to do half this year and half. And that turned out to be a very good decision, because nothing that we had in the second half of the plan is still there. We have rethought that, and I think this is a much better, but within the same sort of price range. You remember one of our goals is equity of access, and this would pretty well do it at Melrose all at once, at least for access to a PC. A little excited about that idea.
I'm very excited because we have all this software coming from the ARA grant, and so we can install it in the classroom. So before kids can be on, there can be alternating throughout the day. So I'm very, very excited, and the teachers are excited.
I think it would be an excellent tool for differentiation. So you've got a group working here, and you're able to work with another group doing something else. So that's pretty much it, except we didn't put it anywhere because we still don't have an answer. Because if we need to pave a place for the buses, then my feeling is that Bruce isn't going to pick up the cost.
Can we build a double-decker garage just for buses or something? I mean, is that? No, I guess not.
Are we pursuing the, is Bruce pursuing, or are we pursuing the Happy's Lot?
I had a meeting with Bruce and Michael Gray, what was that, about a week and a half ago? And Michael spoke with someone at the DOT, and he was supposed to get back to me this week. Well, tomorrow is the end of this week, so he'll be getting a call from me.